welcome back to Story Time. We are currently reading Nan and Sidekick Grandad by Annaliese Matheron, and Annaliese is a local author who has very kindly said that we can read her book for Story Time. So get yourselves comfortable. Oh, don't hold your breath because this is getting very exciting. Remember to breathe and stay calm while we find out what is going on with Ben and Kieran and Mrs. Gillespie and this strange man they've found. So we are now on chapter 10, Sprout Saver. Hello, hello, Nan shouted into the telephone receiver. She turned to Grandad. There's no one there. She then pushed the receiver hard to her ear. Ben, is that you? Ben? As she listened, she could clearly hear Ben's cries for help. It's Ben. He's in trouble, she said, turning to face Grandad and handing him the phone. Ben, where are you? Before he had a chance to say another word, the line went silent. It's gone dead, said Grandad, still holding the receiver in his hand. Nan looked out of the window. There was no sign of the boys. We need to tell the others, she said. Grandad nodded in agreement, reached behind the phone and pulled out a USB stick. Don't worry, love, I'll find them, he said, and made his way out of the house towards the shed. Nan went straight to the cupboard under the stairs. After a few moments, she retrieved an aluminium suitcase, which she opened to reveal a black ninja outfit. Sprinting to the downstairs loo, she opened the medical cabinet on the wall. Behind the bandages, pills and ointments was an electronic keypad and a fingerprint recognition scanner. Nan quickly entered her 8-digit security code and ran her finger over the scanner. A light flashed green on the unit. When Nan touched it, it began flashing red, as did the watch on her wrist. The emergency signal had been sent to all the members of the NPS. Nan then straightened the coral-coloured rug around the toilet and plumped the matching toilet seat cover before sitting down on it. Holding the aluminium suitcase on her lap, she reached around behind her and pushed down the frilly-doily toilet roll cover which sat on top of the cistern. A clear cylinder of reinforced glass descended from a hatch above the encircled toilet. Fully enclosed, Nan pulled the flush. The toilet shot through the floor and down into a tunnel. Nan's false teeth rattled as it picked up speed and rounded a bend. She didn't like taking the poop chute, as it was nicknamed, but it was the fastest way of getting to the headquarters. When the toilet came to a halt, Nan checked her false teeth and smoothed down her hair. The doors of the poop chute opened straight into the NPS main control room. It was a vast room full of desks, computers, and a super-large multi-screen. In one corner of the screen was a revolving image of the NPS logo, and across the top of the screen was a box showing various satellite images. CCTV footage of the Grove ran down the side, and in the centre was an image of Grandad in the secret telecommunications room under the shed. Colonel Brown was already there, as was Uncle Cedric. "What's the emergency?" asked the Colonel as he stood at the command desk. "It's Ben and Kieran. They're in trouble," Nan said. "We received a telephone communication, sir. We believe it to have originated from Ben," Grandad said, his voice booming out of the speakers. "The communication was muffled. I'm just trying to clear up the audio now." Colonel Brown turned to Nan. "I think Agent G is in trouble too. She didn't check in for the 0900 hours rendezvous." "You don't think Glynis has the boys?" "No, not at all," said the Colonel. "I merely believe that the two incidents are connected in some way." The door to the poop chute opened once more. The Miss Cleggs were both sitting on one toilet, clinging to each other for dear life. "Oh, I hate these things. Why did you ever invent them, Cedric?" one of them scolded as she stumbled through the door. Uncle Cedric looked up from his workstation. "Nonsense! The fully automated internal lavatory express delivery is both simple and brilliant. A working toilet and a speedy mode of transportation, and if I remember correctly, I won the SPI award for excellence for it. Or was it that for the semi-automatic Zimmer frame?" "It was for the poop chute," said the other Miss Clegg, and added, "I think it's a marvel." Her sister pulled a funny face behind her back. A further set of sliding doors opened and Mr. and Mrs. Chang entered. "What's happened?" asked Mr. Chang. Colonel Brown raised his hand for quiet and order. "We're calling this one Operation Sprout Saver. It seems that Ben and Kieran are missing. Also, Agent G is unaccounted for." "I've got the audio, sir," Grandad said. "Play it," Colonel Brown commanded. Grandad transmitted Ben's half of the conversation into the control room. "Gregson, she was right after all," Colonel Brown said. "What do you mean?" asked Nan. "Last month, Glynis came to me with suspicion about Gregson. I thought they were unfounded after all his security checks came back clean. Last night she insisted on us checking him again. She said he was the only other civilian who had witnessed her receiving the package yesterday except for the boys, and if they didn't take it, he must have." "Mr. Gregson, I don't believe it. He's so nice," said a Miss Clegg. "I also found this on the CCTV, said Grandad. A new window opened on the screen. In the footage, Mr. Gregson is seen showing Kieran around his car. Then something startles Kieran and he runs for the back gate. Mr. Gregson, fast on Kieran's heels, tackles him to the ground. As he falls to the ground, Kieran hits his head on a flower pot and knocks himself out. Mr. Gregson then hauls Kieran up and drags him into the house. Nan took a sharp intake of breath as she saw her oldest grandson being injured and manhandled. "We're going in," Colonel Brown said in his unfaltering tone. "Cedric, what do you have for them?" Uncle Cedric opened a drawer in his desk and took out various items. Exploding wool ball to remove obstacles, all vision spectacles that look like real glasses, but allow you to see in the dark through walls and in infrared, expanding hairnet to capture enemies with, walking stick with sleeping gas inside, triggered by the handle. Uncle Cedric paused as a smile spread across his face. And last but not least, knitting needles in assorted weaponry, including sun darts, needle knives, and my personal favourite, nunchaku needles. The mobility scooter, or mobile operation bombardment vehicle, will be out of action, as it was last seen with Mrs. Gillespie. Any questions? Silence fell. There were none. After all, they were all veteran agents. Nan and Mr. and Mrs. Chang began to collect their gadgets. "Oh, these might come in useful," said Uncle Cedric, handing Nan a pair of fluffy pink slippers. "They're a new prototype. Not finished yet, but even so—" "Come on then, Cedric, what do they do?" Nan asked. "Well, apart from being very comfortable orthopaedic slippers, they also contain wheels which are deployed by pressing the tongue," Uncle Cedric replied. Nan added these to her arsenal. "Godspeed, agents," Colonel Brown said with a flourishing salute as Nan and the Changs made for the exit. Oh, that was the end of that chapter. I was getting so into that there. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Who is Mr. Gregson? Why has he got Mrs. Gillespie? What did she have delivered? What crazy stuff is going to happen next? Sorry, I was so into that. I didn't realise that was the end of the chapter. So come back tomorrow. Can tomorrow come round quickly, please, at 2 o'clock? And then we can find out what happens next. Oh, it's very exciting. So, yeah, come back 2 o'clock tomorrow for more Ninja Nan and Sidekick Grandad by Annaliese Matheron. And I will see you there. Bye-bye.